Good morning, everybody. So I've tagged people once again. I'm Shavetta Belton, your life and your personal coach, also the owner and a stylist at Divine Oasis Salon. And I am once again this week on this Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock, coming to you with a sip of morning motivation. Hey, Lita. Guys, remember that I'm on Facebook Live and I'm on Instagram. Hey, Misha, doing both. So if you see my eyes wander to the right of my screen, it's because I'm I'm on both platforms. Hey Tracy, good morning, guys. Hey Jennifer, guys, I am truly excited and thankful that you guys woke up with me this morning. Good morning, my people on Instagram. Everything that could have happened this morning. I have never had problems putting my phone on the tripod to get ready. I had to take it out the case. The tripod middle flew out to the side, but that's how things work sometimes. It's not always perfect. So guys, I thank y'all for joining me this morning. But I have to share this with you. Hey Bertha, hey Cheryl, Julie. Guys, last week on A Sip of Morning Motivation, I haven't even had time to go back and look at the video, but it was so different last week. And I believe it was ordained and that way by God. I had this whole thing to tell y'all because last Thursday was my birthday. I turned 41 last Thursday, and my whole plan was to tell you guys my journey that I was starting on my birthday, which was a healthier life. Not one to just diet or, just diet, have this diet or have this fat, but that I was really deciding to choose me at 41. At 41, I kept it simple. I did dinner with my family, and it was very intimate, and that's what I decided to do at 41. But it was a lifestyle change, just really living simple but healthy. So I started my journey on eating better and just paying attention to what I consumed and put in my body. And so I was like, I'm going to tell my Facebook followers I have accountability partners, and so that we could go on this journey together. Well, the live was hijacked. Good morning, guys, on on Instagram. Welcome. So, it was hijacked, to say the least, but it was hijacked for a good reason. God saw fit. So, I think we are on episode of four, I believe, of Take a Sip of Morning Motivation. And I'm grateful. I am so grateful that you guys continue to show up. You guys continue to find a need to be present at 7 o'clock when either you're getting ready for work or you don't have work and you wake up anyway and spend this time. Hey, Cherish. Guys, if everybody could give my baby Cherish some hearts, please, this morning. She is a true fighter, and she's fighting right now. And I just want love, prayers, and encouragement to go her way. Her name is Cherish Rushing. She was a student at Paul Mitchell the School, Columbia, but in return, she became somebody I love very dearly. And she's fighting. She's fighting cancer right now. We believe that she's a survivor. One of the strongest women I know. She wakes up every morning and she fights. So if y'all can give her light, love, and prayers, I would appreciate it. Give her hearts to Cherish. Those are our hearts from us to you on this morning. Guys, listen. So I think I mentioned last week that God gave me John 3:16. And we start dealing with loving with an open heart and truly being able to understand loving with an open heart and loving like Jesus Christ. Hey, Victoria. And just really, hey, Candace, just really showing up and showing up authentically. And truly understanding what it means to love with an open heart and not putting boundaries or loving the way we think we should love, in order to receive love back, but the best form of love is authentic love, true love, pure love. But last night while I was studying and I was going, reading, and I was just looking at things, and I realized that some of us don't realize that God loves us even in the midst of all our mess. We think that God is waiting for us to be perfect in order to receive love. We don't realize that he loves us in our lows and in our highs, in our good and our bad. He knows all of our dirty, and he still loves us. He still loves us. And this morning, I truly feel like somebody just needs to know that God loves us. Yeah, we see turmoil. Yes, we see death. Yes, we see sickness. But he still loves us. A lot of chaos is around us. We're fighting over toilet paper and paper towels and hand sanitizer. And ultimately, he wants us to know that he loves us. That love, we need to take that love that he gives us and spread that love. It's an unconditional love. It's a love without boundaries. It's a love without judgment. He loves us. And at this very moment, that's right, niece, he keeps no record of our wrong. A lot of times when we continue to feel when we've been delivered or he set us free from things, we pick it back up. How could he love me and I did that? He forgave you, sis. Hey, he loved you. You know, you pick that back up. It was a point in my life where I struggled in the area of, God, I wasn't what you called me to be. Lord, I didn't show up like you told me to show up. Lord, I messed up right here. And I kept revisiting that thing. And finally one day, this was when we were in the summit and I was standing in one of the back rooms. And he said, I've forgiven you. When are you going to forgive you for that? When are you going to forgive you for that? Because I've forgiven you. And at that very moment, I realized that was self-bondage. That was something I kept myself in. I miss you too, love. I kept myself in it. So, loving with the open heart, being authentic in the way you love people, understanding that just because you love them that way, that they have come to a point where they can love you in the same right. That's important. That's right, niece. God isn't looking for perfection. He's looking for excellence. At this very moment, you know, loving with the open heart, realizing I'm going to love you regardless. But the caption said, access granted. That's right. Access granted. Or is it? Understand, guys, as you love with the open heart, you get to choose. You get to choose how close and how intimate some relationships are. Every relationship isn't the same. Every relationship doesn't carry the same weight. Sometimes we give access to things that aren't good for us. Sometimes we give access to things that shouldn't be shouldn't be welcomed into our open space. And we wonder why sometimes we walk around heavy burden. Sometimes we're carrying stuff that isn't ours. Sometimes we are allowing people to dump their stuff, and I promise you, they look like they're skipping through a field of sunflowers because they're free now, because they've set it on your plate and they've gotten to walk away. But is that fair? So in this season, we have to use wisdom of what we open ourselves up to and what we allow in our space. And we have to understand everybody doesn't get a seat at the table. Every plate that's fixed for you, hey Angel, hey Twanda, hey Latanya, every plate that's fixed for you is not a plate you should eat from. Because we have to remember, the same way as people out here loving us and motivating us and pushing us and feeding us meals full of fiber, full of nutrients, full of things that will help you continue to move forward, is somebody out here feeding you cakes and sodas and things that will slow you down. We have to remember every plate that's fixed for us is not a plate for us to consume. So then you decide, is access granted or is access denied? If access is denied, that does not mean you don't love the person. That doesn't mean you treat them awful. That doesn't mean you're nasty and you're evil. No, you protect your space and you understand, oh, maybe this isn't the place. Maybe this isn't the time. Maybe this is not the ordained relationship for right now. Understand we go through seasons. Understand we grow. Understand that because y'all sat at the same table last season don't mean you're going to sit at the same table at this season. We all move at different rates and different speeds. It's no different than promotions in jobs and promotions in life. Guys, can y'all do me a favor? For some reason, my time is not up here on the screen. If y'all could keep me posted on time, I would greatly appreciate it. So guys, listen, we have to remember that just because I love you doesn't mean it's a season for us to break bread together. And when I say break bread, I'm not always saying sitting at a table eating. But for me, my love language is food. You hear me? I love a good meal. I love a good meal, and most of all, I love fixing it for the people I love. And so for me, breaking bread together is pretty big. If I eat with you, if I fellowship with you, that means it's a special bond, because that is one of my love languages. Okay, and so I'm very guarded in that place. But when I say eat from the table, you have to remember that everybody can't be in your ear. You can't watch everything. You can't consume everything. And especially in a season where you're growing and you're trying to move forward, sometimes you have to cut off the things that you used to do, the things that used to feed that old appetite, that thing that used to keep you going back in that season, guys. And so in that, it doesn't mean that you love differently. That means you protect yourself differently. And in that place, most people, you would hope, understand the growth and the magnitude of your shift, but everybody won't. And that's okay. So it's either you decide access granted or access denied. And honestly, at the end of the day, gotta tell you, gotta show you, the season of that is up. Because conversations in this season have to change. The way we show up in this season has to change. Because if you want to go to a greater level in him and in life, some things will have to change. You can't stay the same. I think my pastor did it 2 weeks ago where he did the vine. And so you had the vine, the small fence with all the vines, and it was full. And then you had the tall fence with, a little vine down there. We get comfortable where the small vine is. But sometimes, at some point, you got to switch over to the larger fence so that you can continue to grow, because a vine has to catch on to something to continue to grow upward. And that was like, whoa. Because sometimes on that little vine, I see it as relationships and friendships. It's comfortable to stay there because then it's no conflict. It's no, you know me, I know you. We safe. And let's just stay here because this feels comfortable. But in all actuality, we all have to grow. So we have to move into uncomfortable situations. We have to do uncomfortable things. In growth, we can't continue to stay the same and expect God to bless us differently. He expects a shift. He expects growth. He expects us to put forth effort to continue to move on the purpose that he's put us in this world. I think I said it before. Honestly, at the end of the day, I want God to say, well done, my good and faithful servant. At the day I close my eyes and I'm called home, I want God to say, well done, my good and faithful servant, that you've done everything that I've put you on this earth to do. Understand, we are on this earth for assignment, and he's given us all an assignment to do. What is your assignment? What is your assignment? I know so many people right now are struggling with that. I feel like this and I don't know what this looks like. First of all, seek God first. And ask him to send you a mentor. Ask him to send you a coach. Ask him to send you these people who will guide you through. God, lead me to those people. Because sometimes in our flesh, we'll pick our own person. And we'll pick the person that we feel like best suits us. So at this point, we go and we start picking. Because we figure we know what's best for us. We know what we need. You know? But in all actuality, sometimes we don't know. And sometimes we'll pick a person because it feels right. Because it feels like not just feel right, but it feel right. She'll get me. We a lot alike. Because we're not going to go and pick that thing that stretches us. We're not going to go out here a lot of times and pick that thing that's going to stay on us. That person that's going to continue to be in our ear, almost like a chihuahua. We don't run to that person. We don't run to all the time to the person who's going to put their foot on our neck. We don't get to that point till we're in a point of desperation a lot of times where we pick like that. So sometimes we just need to ask God, show me, God. Show me, lead me, guide me. What does this path look like? Hey, Regina. Hey, Chandra. Guys, thank you. And I am Shavetta Belton, your life and professional coach, the owner and a stylist at Divine Oasis Salon. Also, the creator of Faith Plus Works Equals Success. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. So, in this place, we have to understand that it's time to make a shift. Sometimes we run from the stretch. If someone says no or not now, we go to the other. That's right. Sometimes that no is not a no forever. It's not a right now no. Sometimes it's God protecting us. You're not ready for that yet. You know, let's talk about me. I'm going to be transparent for a minute. 2017, and I'm sure you guys, I think that's when I first started going on live and not being scared to be on live. Like, I lie. I was scared, but knowing that God told me to show up each week, I showed up. I was sick right before lives, and I went on and showed up. So at that very moment, 2017, I got on to launch my coaching program. And I was really excited about it. And no sooner than I launched it, it felt like it died. And I'm going to be honest, a piece of me died with it. I was hurt. I was disappointed. I felt like I wasn't worthy. God was mad at me for some reason. And in all actuality, he was letting me know, Shavetta, you have healing to do. You have things you have to work on. So at this very moment, I can't allow you amongst my people to work with them. Because if you don't know, if you're broken, bruised, or hurt, or you have wounds, you can bleed out on other people. And at that very moment, I didn't realize. I lost my mom earlier that year, my godmother, my mom's caregiver, another friend's mom, which was like a second mother, and my uncle. That was 5 people in that 1 year. By October, I was rolling out a new program. I was excited. I thought it was time, you know, and I thought I heard God properly. So in that place, when I did that launch party, he made sure that everything he put in me was met. So it was a vision board event. I spoke. People grew. People gained something. It wasn't a failure. It just didn't look like I thought it was going to look. I didn't think that was it. That in October of 2017, that when I launched my coaching program, that was the end of what it was right then. Okay? And I had to start healing from what I thought was a failure in that place. I thought that was the failure. I thought I failed. I thought I was no good at it. Fast forward to December 2018, I launched my mentoring program. Yep, it's finally time I can come out. Now, mind you, if you go in between the 2017 and 2018 and there, I was quitting doing hair. I had gotten down to 2 days a week, and I was going to travel the world and share the love of Jesus Christ. And I want to show how I was going to get paid for it. That's all I wanted to do, I promise you. I was going to leave the salon running so the girls would have some place to work. But I was quitting that job. But I wasn't quitting that job because God told me to quit that job. I was quitting that job because I was angry, hurt, and I wasn't doing the work to heal. I wasn't doing the necessary things that I needed to do to heal and move forth. So it was easier for me to just quit the job and just read my Bible all day and then tell people how how you should love Jesus and walk with him and be with him. Ma'am, I'm going to tap on the screen. Ma'am, how you going to do that? But you ain't doing it in the flesh. You want to go around and teach people? You want to go around and teach people and you hadn't gotten to the point of forgiveness and healing, but you want to go out here and do what? How that's going to work? How am I going to give you access to that freedom and you hadn't earned it? You hadn't earned it. We're asking him for access to stuff that we hadn't put in the work so that he can trust you enough to walk in that thing in which he's giving you. He can't just give you access to something that you're not ready to carry. He can't give you access to something that you don't even have the ability to hold. Because in your natural, you feel like you can. But spiritually, it comes with a greater responsibility. And you ain't made it there yet. I was like, well, all right. So 2018, the end of 2018 was just reality hit. But even then, I was still angry. I was still mad. I still had a whole lot to say about what people did to me and didn't take a step back to look at what I may have done to people. How I may have shown up for people. How I may have lacked in places. But I expected so much in return, or I expected so much more, because see, sometimes we sit in a place when we feel like we're supposed to, it's almost like a prideful place. It's almost like a self-righteous place. I'm good to people. People supposed to be good. No. They have a choice. And how authentic did you show up to love them? So sometimes we got to take a step back. You remember that mirror talk? Look at yourself. And at the end of that mirror talk, you give yourself positive affirmation. Guys, we have to remember all these things, right? So 2018 come and go. 2019 gets here. And 2019, I'm going to tell you, hijacked your sister. It did. But 2019, I will say, was one of the hardest years, but it was the best year. One of the best years of my life. Not because I turned 40. Not because this big, it was this big show, or I launched this big program, or, I got all these coaching clients. Nope. I completed my life coach certification. That was big. Did we move into our new building 2019? Or was that 20? Yeah, I think we moved into our new building, if I'm not mistaken. Great things happen in 2019 that are considered in the natural big things. But 2019 was a pivotal year for me and one of the best years of my life. Because in 2019, I committed to healing. I committed to showing up for me. I committed to doing the work so that I could truly love with an open heart. I committed to, and I believe Vania is on Instagram, but I told her one day, I said, sis, I committed to the pain. And she said, huh, sis? Nah, I don't want, you got to sell that to me differently. Well, what I realized was, through the healing process, pain is going to come. It's not because God wants us to be in pain. It's not because God doesn't love us. It's because, honestly, dealing with the things that cause you to be broken, dealing with some things that we've placed ourselves in, dealing in some things of being disconnected from the things that we knew, it's painful because it takes you out your comfort zone. So I committed to the tears. I committed to the crying. I committed to the full out layouts like that right there. Just laid out. Because I wanted to be better. I wanted to do this thing called life the way God created me to do it. I wanted to do this thing called life properly and in order. I wanted to be able to do this thing and do everything he sent me to do. Because, see, you got to be cleaned out before he can send you on a mission. Because on a mission, you may get cut and you may get bruised, but you can't, you have to be able to strap up and keep on moving. But if you already injured before you go into battle, they can kill you a lot quicker. Because that wound, it doesn't take much to get through that place. Can somebody give me a time check again? I apologize. I don't know why they hijacked my clock up here this morning. Guys, thank you for joining me. But understand, you have to do the work, self-work, before he can send you out to do the job. We're trying to figure out why we ain't got that assignment yet. We're trying to figure out why he hadn't called us to this thing yet. We're trying to figure out, Lord, what my turn, me. When is mine? When is my turn? God, why you ain't called me yet? She get to go. Sometimes he's saving up because he understands you still got work to do. You still got things you have to take care of. So don't despise the wait. Don't get angry with the sit. Don't get weary in the what I call the staging lane. Your plane is on a tarmac and you're trying to figure out, well, I thought, why that plane going off already? They just pulled up after me. Because behind the scenes, you really don't know what that plane had to go through before it even hit the tarmac. You just noticed that it pulled up at the tarmac at the same time you did. But you don't know that they've already been cleaned up. You know, everything has been checked on them. That their fuel is full. That all their cargo is on there properly. That all their people are seated. That it's nothing wrong with the plane. That the engine is ready. Because you didn't see the work that had to be done on that plane. All you saw was that plane showed up at the same time yours did. And how they get to take off already. And honestly, we operate in fear and worry because we think they're going to get to their destination first. Well, guess what? Their destination isn't your destination. Their place of arrival isn't your place of arrival. We all are on it. And even though some of them look similar, we have thousands of life coaches. We have thousands of salon coaches. We have thousands of coaches, period, in this world. It's a lot. But all of us are not made for the same person. Even if some of us end up with a coaching client that's in one program and in another program, have you ever thought for a minute that the need of this person over here is life and this one is professional? And guess what? Better not trying to come over in your lane. If that's not what he's called me to help this person through, that is not my job. I have not been ordained to help them go to that place. So maybe that's why that coach is in their life, because that coach is supposed to take him to that place. Guys, once we realize what he has called us to and called us for, then we'll stop battling in the natural. When he has an assignment for all of us, we all have a job to do. Do your job and do it well. Stay in your lane. And if your plane right now is sitting on the tarmac and is getting ready to take off, be okay with idling a little while. And when I say idling, that's get your engine ready. Letting it calibrate. I think I heard my husband or somebody say that before. Let the things get ready. You know how you warm your car up in the morning? Because they tell you all the time, warm it up before you just drive off. Warm it up so you can get the car running. So you don't run your engine out prematurely. Be okay with warming up. Be okay with getting yourself together. Be okay with doing the things that need to be done so that you can move into your next. Guys, also, I realize we are sitting at home. Some of us, you know, I'm still working. For my hair professionals, I do offer to you all to push your clients further apart. I'm doing my clients every 2 hours so that their health and our health is taken care of. But during the season where we see people are being out of jobs and you're at home and you're resting, do not waste this time. Do not waste this time sitting at home going, I wish I was at work. That same job the last week when they let you be at work, you ain't want to be there. That one. Don't do that. Don't sit at home going, I just need to do something. Take this time to sit quietly in God's presence. Seek his face for your next. Ask him, God, what did you create me for? God, what is my purpose on this earth? Take that and move forward. Work on that. Last night, no, it was this morning, I was laying in bed meditating, and the first thing I saw was a woman in labor. And it wasn't that she was, what I saw was her laying on a table, legs in stirrups. So if you ever had a baby and you push one out, you know how this works. And she was getting ready to give birth. So some of y'all are in the birthing process. Some of y'all are getting ready to give birth. Understand, in a delivery room, they allow you to have one person. That one person is there in that delivery room to encourage you, to push you, to keep you focused. That one person, at the most two, because if you got a mama that's pushy, she gonna come on in. Two people at the most, other than the nurse for the baby, the nurse for the mother, and the doctor. You see that? It's a nurse for the baby. It's a nurse for the mother. It's a nurse for the baby, and it's a nurse for the mother. You have a whole care team. You have one doctor. And in this vision, he was prepping her to get her ready for delivery. In this season, some of you all are about to birth something very big. It's going to be good. Understand, everybody does not belong in that delivery room. It is, matter of fact, it's one of the reason everybody can't be there, because it's a sterile place. It's one where everybody and everything can't be in. All the germs and all the things can't be in that one room. They do it to make sure that you're taken care of, and that they keep the baby safe and keep you safe. So you have your one person there to motivate you, to keep you, to push you. During the season, focus on pushing the baby out. Focus on giving birth to this thing that God has placed in you. Focus on what he sent you for. Because if you know anything about delivering a baby, you have to have focus. Because you can't push when you're not contracting. You have to wait till you're in you have to wait for a contraction. That's right. You're wide open. And so you're susceptible to all kind of germs, all kind of things. So in the delivery room, that's why you can't have all the people. And it's even less when you're having a C-section. So in these delivery rooms, whether it's going to be huge and you got to have a C-section, or you about to push it out and it's going to be, either way, it's a huge process. And also remember, ladies and guys, you take it. Chew the meats with the bone. Remember, in that process, that's it. We are at the closest point of death when we give birth. For these kids that's running around, that's why you want to choke them when they act up, because they just don't know that you had your life on the line for them. Understand, that's the importance of why everybody doesn't belong in the delivery room. Everybody can't be there when you give birth. Everybody can't hold that new baby. Nobody can put their mouth on it but the mama and daddy once the baby come out. Understand, this is a season for you to birth this thing. You may want to share that intimate moment with your whole family. You may want everybody to be in the room, but during the process, it's a personal process. It's a private process. You need your doctor for your baby. You need your nurses for your baby. You need the nurses for you. You need your one person pushing you beyond, just motivating you, keeping you going. And you need a doctor. And the doctor is there in case of an emergency. And God is the number one doctor. You hear me? He going to send you a nurse. He going to send you a care team. But allow him to do his job. Allow him to help you push. So when you feel yourself contracting, know that God is sitting there going, okay, now it's time to push. Let's go. What we're not going to do, people, is continue. Not if you're going to party with me at a Simple Morning Motivation. Is sit on our gifts and sit on our promises. Let's not sit here and let our babies die. Let's not sit here and let this happen. And guys, I don't mean it in a bad way, but we all are carrying something he's put in us. It's time for us to do this thing. I have so many friends that are vloggers and bloggers, and they don't realize how much they motivate and push me to show up. Guys, get out here. Get your YouTube channels done if that's what he's giving you. If he's giving you curriculums, get them. He wants us to live in abundance, and he's given us everything we need to live an abundant life. It's up to us to go through the healing process so that we can live in this place. And the ones that of us that are actively going through the healing process are, because you go through it constant. It's a constant thing because it's always something. But the ones that have put in the work, guys, stop sitting on it. Some of us are in the delivery room. All he needs us to do is when that contraction hit the next time, he just needs us to push. He needs us to show up. Every Tuesday, I get butterflies in my stomach. Every Tuesday, I get, oh God, what I'm going to say to your people. Oh Lord, why you give me this? They say, Vetta, you like to talk. Yeah, but when he gives you something, it comes with a different level of commitment. It comes with a different level of push. It comes with a different level of responsibility. So when you show up and you show up because he sent you to show up different. You show up on purpose, but you understand the weight. You understand that millions may see what he has you out here doing. You know that millions may see it, and you may not know everybody who's looking at you. I shared a room this Saturday with a young lady, and she said, I've heard your name, but I've never saw your face. She said, I know you by name, but I've never met you. She said, so it's good to finally put a face with the name. Guys, understand, you don't need your name raggedy out here in these streets because you don't know how they're talking, who looking, what they see. And at that very moment, that could have been a good meeting or a bad one. Because when she said it, I was like, I mean, your face looked familiar, but I don't know. You know, I knew I didn't know her. I knew I didn't know her name. And when she looked and she raised her hand, it was at the I Speak conference this weekend. It was a beautiful conference. Shouts out to Crystal for doing Carrie, amazing event this weekend. But at that very moment, it was like, oh wow. It makes you really pay attention to how you show up. Once again, it also makes you realize how you love people. Because if you love properly, you're going to come in a different light. You're going to show up in a different way if you're loving with the open heart. If you're really and truly loving like Jesus Christ, you'll look differently. For all my people in labor, remember, everybody doesn't belong in that room. Everybody shouldn't be privy to hold your new baby. Everybody doesn't have access because, you know, in those first days, you know, your mama don't let you come out the house. That 6 to 8 weeks, you don't get to come out the house. You don't get to wash your hair. I had an old school mama. It's a couple things you can't do when you give birth to a baby. So just because you've given birth doesn't mean you walk out the door with this baby yet. You nurture this baby and you take care of this baby. You get this baby to health so that when it does get placed in this world, it won't be damaged. It won't be hurt. It won't get a virus. It won't get, it won't be subject to the elements. Protect your baby with all costs. Protect that thing that he's put in you. So for the ones of you guys that's in the delivery room, for the ones that are still carrying your baby, don't be upset because you're still in the nursing stage. Are you in the first part of conceiving this thing that he's giving you? Don't despise it where you are. Know that it's going to be your turn. But in by his word is when you deliver. Because he said so, you deliver. Don't try to rush it. Make sure your baby is at full term. Make sure that the baby is nurtured and cared for before you give it to the world. Make sure that when you announce this baby, make sure it's ready for the world. Your name is in rooms you haven't even entered. Amen. Amen. And we have to know that. So we have to know that we have to show up authentically, loving, and willing daily. I am statements today. Please, guys, in the comment box on both sides, I need to know what your I am statements are today. I am free is still my statement. I'm living in freedom. I am a loving, committed, and open woman. I am ready for what God has for me. I'm ready to walk this walk. I'm ready to be present for the people who are present for me, and I'm ready to be present for the people He has called me to. I am ready to do what He's called me to do. Guys, make sure you drop your I am statements. If I have not reached back out to you if you hit me up on the inbox or anything, guys, I was sick last week also. I don't know. I believe I had the flu again. I had it in December, and I believe I had it again early last week. But I'm well now. I'm good. I'm healthy, and I'm back at work. My clients are 2 hours apart, so I try to make sure you guys aren't on top of each other. My beauty industry people, please remember, make safe money. Don't try to load the people in there on top of each other, trying in desperation. Understand that if we do it properly, then He will bless all things. So always think about your clients and your health and the people who work around you. So, guys, make sure you put your I am statements in there, guys. Writing it and letting it be known. Watch it shifts. Watch it shift. Watch these things come forth. I think I've hit my 45-minute mark. Remember, guys, in the delivery room, everybody doesn't belong there. You got the doctor. God is right there to deliver the purpose that He has put in you. Remember, He has a nurse there for the baby. He has a nurse there for the mother, and then you have your champion that runs beside you. The one that pushes you, motivates you, and encourages you. Your champion may not look the same each day, but know that make sure that it's a person that's ordained and sent by God to stand in that position. Because that position is a heavy position. That position it has some weight to it. Guys, once again, thank you for spending your Wednesday morning with me. I believe we have a couple more intercessory prayer Facebook lives and people that I follow. I know my church had a prayer call today, and it was hard for me to decide. No, let me take that back. Let me say it this way. I was like, when I saw it come up and mine was up, I was like, it's at the same time. And God has given me an assignment, so I had to show up for my assignment that He's given me. So guys, I pray that y'all were able to get on the prayer call at 7 o'clock this morning for the Brook. And I know Tiffany Moyer has a Facebook Live that's started at 7 this morning as well, interceding on the behalf with the virus and for the land, for the earth, doing our due diligence on this side. Guys, pray without ceasing. Read your Bible, study, stay focused. Understand it's not time for us to fight each other, but it's time for us to love each other. It's time for us to unite as one, not as a separate unit, but as one, as a body of Christ, to move forward and do what He has sent us to do. For all of you guys that's going to work today, be safe. Be ready for whatever comes your way. Ask the Lord to give you a word for somebody today. Ask Him to give you a piece of love that you can share with His people today. Ask Him, God, use me how you see fit, and in whichever way you see fit. Guys, I thank you for joining me. I pray blessings over all of your businesses. I pray blessings over your family. I pray a hedge of protection around you all. I pray that during this journey that you gain something, not just all the negative that is coming out, but be a light, be a consistent light, and be loved, the love that He gives you. I am Shavetta Belton, your life and professional coach, and the owner and a stylist at Divine Oasis. Also the the creator of Faith Plus Works equals success. Guys, if you order something, also your orders are going out. Once again, thank you for joining me this morning on a sip of morning motivation. I hope I have motivated, encouraged, and pushed you to your next. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Meet me here at 7 o'clock on the dot. I try to be on the dot, but make sure you meet me here and hang with me. Next time, I'm gonna make sure I know what's in your cup, whether it's coffee or tea. You know, somebody, y'all still give me ideas, but make sure you put your I am statements in the comment box. Let me see it. If you need me, hit me up in my inbox, guys. Thank you so much, and I have more to come for you all before you know it. Remember, for the ones of y'all, once again, that's in the delivery room, for the ones of you all that's pushing this thing out, be excited about your next. Be excited about what he's doing. If you missed it, guys, it'll be on my Instagram stories. It'll be on my YouTube channel, which is Shavetta Belton, and it'll be on Facebook, guys. So you can always go back. If you're going back to look at it, hit replay in the comment box after you do your I am statement. Remember, mirror check, I am statement, love with an open heart, and make sure you don't give just anything access to you. I love you guys. I love you so much. I'll see y'all next week at 7 o'clock on Wednesday morning. Bye.